welcome to Critical Strike, episode 81. I'm Josh, and here with me as usual is Mr. Kyle.
Hello.
And now, Billy.
I'm so nervous.
Yippee-yi-yippee-yo-ki-yay. I'm Big Bad Bill from the Badlands, and I'm riding into town tonight. Oh, I'm rough and tough and ready, and my trigger finger steady, and my dukes is always itching for a fight. Yippee-yi-yippee-yo-ki-yay.
Stranger danger.
Mm-hmm.
Stranger danger. He's touching me in my bad place.
He's putting things in your belly button.
Hey, let's not bring that back up, Kyle.
No, let's not.
You know, about what your parents know that you like to do.
Yep.
You like to put things in your belly button?
Yep.
Preferably penises?
Nope.
Just the tip?
Nope.
Why not?
Not at all. That's some stuff you made up, Josh.
All right,
It's defamation of my character. I would appreciate it if you didn't do that.
we are here with our new co-host, Kyle.
Yes, we are.
I mean, a new co-host.
I don't feel comfortable with co-host. Let's just say guest.
No, our new co-host. Billy is our third chair now. It's about time.
Well, he's more of a... He's just kind of straddling our legs right now. Kind of, there's two chairs and we're sitting next to each other, so he's just kind of on our lap.
Yeah.
Huh. So, wait, if I'm on the right and you're on the left,
Yes.
he's got one leg on me and one leg on you?
Yes.
Is there like a bucket beneath him?
No. I mean, it's the full weight. His full weight is being supported by our legs.
No, but I mean, is there like a bucket beneath him for like anything?
No, he has no bucket.
What did I get myself into? Oh, man.
This is how it goes, Bill. This is how it goes.
It's all poop jokes and penis jokes. That's all it is.
That's how we roll.
Yeah, it's good times. Dick jokes are great.
So yeah, Bill, why don't you let everybody know a little bit about you?
I think everyone listening knows plenty about me at this point.
I want to know about you, Bill.
I've been on this show like 3 times.
Yeah, but we never talked about you.
Well, I recently found Jesus.
Yep. You like guns?
I have some guns. I own dogs. Yeah, I play games. That's why I'm here.
Fuck yeah, that's Bill.
Guns, dogs, and games. That's
Yep.
Bill.
That's Bill. That's all you
Also
need.
Democrats.
Democrates.
Let's not bring the government into the show.
Government.
I don't want the government here.
You don't want the government.
No, because they might arrest you for all the things that you do with your belly button.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's illegal in many
Hey.
states, Kyle.
What I do with my belly button in my own home is what I choose to do. The government has no say in it. So you stay out, government.
But yeah, Bill, we're very happy that you're here. It's gonna be good. I'm excited.
I think so. It'll be a good time.
Yep. All right, so Kyle, anything interesting happening with you? You get hit by a car or anything?
No, I didn't get hit by a car.
You were racing Nancy, though, in a Jeep, and she was
Yeah.
in a fucking rally car.
Yeah, pre-show, Kyle shows up late as usual, and what?
Whatever.
Well, it's 7:00. We record at 7:00 on Saturdays, and Bill and I are here, and we're shooting the shit like a half hour before the show, and Kyle's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be a little bit late." So around 8:20, he calls us, and he's telling us, "Oh yeah, I'm on my way home now," and he and Nancy are driving home, both in separate cars, and Kyle got owned.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
He's like, I'm gonna box her in. Nope.
No, it didn't work. But I think I have to stop using Spotify in a kind of tangent here.
Why?
Because it keeps selling me out.
What?
Because between the gay thing in the 80s playlist, the gay thing in the 90s playlist...
What
And,
gay thing in the 90s
yeah.
playlist?
There were two songs back to back. It was Too Sexy and something else. And I'm like, I can't listen to any playlist you make, Josh.
What? Why? I'm not the one that put that in there.
Well, I know, but your name is on there, and somehow 2 gay songs are going to be played back to back, and I'll wind up blasting it, and then a very scary looking man's going to look at me from a large truck.
So what happened this time?
So Nance and I share my Spotify account.
Okay.
So she listens to it and I listen to it. It works out because we're on different schedules. So, a while back, a friend of mine said, you should listen to the Book of Mormon because it's hilarious.
Yeah, I did
I think
too.
you'll like it.
It's great.
It is fucking hilarious. So that kind of opened up this thing where I have to listen to musicals all the time now.
Oh no.
I think that's
And Nancy looked at her and was like, all you have are musicals on here.
oh, Kyle.
That's kind of gay.
Kyle.
It depends on the musical.
Well, no.
Not all musicals are gay.
I love the African song on the Book of Mormon, though. The Fuck You God. It's one of the greatest songs ever made.
Wait, what? I don't think I've ever heard that.
It's wonderful, bud.
It's hilarious.
I am gonna have to look into that.
Oh, yeah.
Baptize Me is pretty funny.
Yeah, you should just listen to the whole thing. It is pretty solid.
Listen to the whole thing.
I think that is gonna be like my Dark Souls grinding music now.
It could, kind of. It might do weird things to your brain, though, mate.
Yeah. The fat Mormon they got to do it. I could have sworn it was one of it was either Trey Parker or Matt Stone because he's able to do the South Park voice perfectly.
Yeah. I love South Park.
So are you ditching Spotify now? Or
No. I'm just saying it just creates a lot of awkward situations.
Well, let's not go. Like, I want to go back to what you were calling those gay songs. Those are guilty pleasure songs.
They are, however, not so much in the 90s plays, but I mean, it was too sexy.
That is a pretty gay song. But I mean, like the ones on the 80 playlist, those
are all guilty pleasure. Those are all guilty pleasure.
Yeah, but I like
songs.
that you're concerned with the 90s playlist and you're listening to show tunes as you drive around.
Yeah, he's got you on that one.
Whatever.
Basically,
And they're not show tunes. Thank you very much.
Did you listen to Annie for Hard Knock Life?
No, I didn't listen to Annie.
Don't bullshit, Kyle.
No, I haven't listened to Annie yet.
Okay.
are you going to?
Well,
No.
now I am.
And now I just might as well just add it to Spotify right now.
Well, luckily with that one, people might think it's a Jay-Z song until the little girl starts singing, at least. Right?
Jay-Z version of Annie?
Well, Hard Knock Life.
A Hard Knock Life.
Oh, yeah. Wow, I'm dumb.
Mhm.
Yeah, you are.
Huh.
Oh, well.
Yeah, but you want the bass going and everything else.
It's the remix. It's the
dubstep.
Pixie remix.
It's the Pixie.
We should probably talk about games.
Yeah. So, how should we do this? Who should go first? Let me see.
Well, not me. I'm on the far end of the couch. I have to work my way
All right.
up.
I think, Kyle, you're going to go first. I want to make a Bill sandwich.
Okay, Bill Sandwich. Good,
Bill's-
you're using sandwich correctly. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Because nothing annoys me more when someone uses the sandwich metaphor incorrectly.
Like, basically, you would be the bread, Bill would be the cheese, I would be the meat, and the outro would be the bread.
I would rather be the toothpick into the hole.
By the way,
Are you mint flavored?
Mm-hmm.
oh, you know what, Kyle? Bill can be the American flag on top of our ice cream smorgasbord.
That's true.
I actually came across that picture the other day.
There were American flags on there.
Yeah. That was great. Anyways, so what you got, sir?
Oh, some games of mine have gone missing.
Oh, Kyle.
Doing a show with Kyle.
Well, no.
We'll talk about
like,
Guardian Heroes because I don't know what the shit that I don't even know what that is.
To be honest, I don't know what the fuck it is. So Nance
Why
and
is it
I,
on your list?
yeah. So Nance and I, in our quest to find a game that we can play together, she was in my apartment and she downloaded a bunch of games. So she downloaded Guardian Heroes and an Avatar game. I
Have
forgot
you
what
guys
it's
tried
called.
Just the Tip? It's on Steam now.
No, we haven't tried Just the Tip.
It's a fun little game.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I've been hearing a few people talk about Guardian Heroes. So I'm like, oh, all right, I'll download it. Turns out she already downloaded it. So we decided to play it, and it's a demo, and we have no idea what the hell is going on.
Isn't it an RPG?
I thought it was an RPG, but it turns out it's you fight a million other people who look just like you.
Mm.
Is it anime style?
Sort of. The character models are obviously Japanesey.
I wonder, is it part of the Legend of Heroes series?
I look, Josh, I know nothing about it. We played it for 15 minutes and we had no idea what the fuck was going on.
Okay. So why'd you put it on your list?
Because it's a game I played.
Well,
but you know
that's
nothing
fair.
about
And
it.
I was hoping that one of you could elaborate on it because I didn't know what the hell it was.
I've thought about trying it, but I have not.
Is there a demo?
That's what we played. There was a demo. We played on the XBLA.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to get around to that.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, and it was kind of scary, and I want to delete it.
I don't know what I
it
played,
is.
but I'm going to put it on my list to talk about on the show, and I have nothing to say about it except for I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is. It's just scary.
Don't you both have PlayStations now?
Yes.
We should all have a Sacred 2 revival. Because you can play co-op with that online, and it's super fun.
But is it local? Local co-op. That's what we need.
Oh, local. Oh, that's right. There's that whole you live near her now, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the problem. I'm up for playing Sacred 2.
I have Sacred 2, so yeah.
Okay.
I bought it a long time ago and never played it. But let's not pull the 4-year FYI and bring that up every goddamn episode.
Yeah.
So another game I played, I initially played it on my phone, and it was okay. And then I got an email saying that you gifted something to me, Josh,
Me too.
like 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, oh, awesome. And then it took me forever to get the key to actually work, and then I tried to download it, and then I realized that it wasn't playable yet, and I was very sad.
Yeah, it didn't come out at the time.
And then it finally came out on Tuesday,
Tuesday, yeah.
and started playing it. It is very fun. It is much, much better than the phone version.
Did you even say what the name of the game was?
Oh,
No.
It's Dungeon Defenders. Game I played is, Jesus, I'm just off. Dungeon Defenders.
Well, let me
Fun
hear
game.
your take on it, because I don't really play tower defense games, and Pete, it's right up his wheelhouse. So
Yeah.
what do you think of it?
Do you like running around and beating the shit out of things?
Sure.
Because that's what the game pretty much is. There's about like a 2-minute setup phase where you go around, you drop some towers, you fix some things, maybe upgrade towers, you go around, collect some money, do some upkeep on stuff, and then you start the round, and then it's like a normal tower defense game, but then you have this character that you can go around and beat the shit out of things with. So it's like Pixel Junk Monsters, but the character you have can actually do something.
Yeah.
So if we play co-op, there's like a couple of us can just run around and play like a beat 'em up, while like Pete and Josh man the fort and do all the planning.
Yes. And then you get in-game currency called mana or gems. I forgot what it's called, but that's what you use to upgrade everything and to repair everything.
Yeah, and the PC version also came with like Steam DLC.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the portal gun.
Yeah.
Like the first things you get, like you can get Team Fortress 2 characters to
Yeah.
upgrade your character.
The
I'm like,
soldier
what?
and stuff, yeah. Or the heavy, I should say.
Yeah, there's the heavy, the medic, I think the pyro.
Yeah, I believe so. And then the portal gun is great.
I haven't been able to use it because I haven't made a Huntress yet.
But no, we should definitely try the co-op on that. Like I'm excited to play it. I haven't yet, even though I have it on PSN now and Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reason why I didn't play it then is I hated the touch controls for it. It just felt awkward moving your character.
Yeah.
On the iPad and the phone.
And it's like you said, Josh, it's way better with the mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
It's a lot of fun, and I definitely look forward to playing it way more and with you guys.
Hell yeah.
Because I want to run around and beat stuff up while you guys go, okay, Kyle, stop doing that. Use your money and fix up a tower. Yeah, Josh.
Well, it'll probably be Pete that like directs everybody on what to do, because I'm not very good at tower defense, and Bill just wants to beat people up like I do. So Pete's going to be like the one that handles all the towers, I'm assuming.
Yeah, he's the mastermind. And then there's 4 different classes. There's the mage, warrior, huntress, and monk. So there's a few different styles of play. But
pretty
I've
cool.
only played the mage.
It's about time this goddamn game came out.
Yeah, what the hell's the deal with that?
Pete's talked about it numerous times, like of how they had to wait for Microsoft to give them a date,
Yeah.
because you can't put a game out on another platform and have it come out on XBLA as well. So like it has to come out on XBLA first
That's
before it can go on PSN
Really?
or Steam. Yeah,
That's kind of dumb.
and if it doesn't, then they don't put it out on XBLA. And they kind of got hosed too because like I think it's the week or two prior they put out that game Orcs Must Die, which is almost identical to Dungeon Defender. So they kind of fucked it.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's not very cool on Microsoft's part. But I mean, at least it's out now, and Pete's finally happy. He's been waiting for this game for like a year and a half.
Well, yeah, I think he'd actually interviewed some of them too, right?
I think he was going to. I don't think he did. But yeah, I'm super excited to play this. I've dabbled a little bit into it, but nothing really so far yet. But it's cute. I like the art style as well.
Yeah, I really like the art style too.
Be cool if my Asus can handle it. I wonder what... I would assume that it could, considering it plays on phones.
Yeah, my laptop's okay, and it can handle it just fine.
Cool. Means I can play it on the couch.
We will get a game going at some point.
Yes.
Maybe I'll download it after we're done with this.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
And the other game I'm playing, which is
well, let
probably
me
going
ask
to be...
you. Hold on.
Okay.
Do you know anything about this game before you bring it up?
Yes.
Is it a game, Carl?
It is a game.
Okay.
It's a game that I've played, and I've apparently done 10% of the game. So I know a little bit about it.
That's cool.
And
All
to
right.
answer your question, Bill, yes, I did play the first game.
Good.
Okay,
And
this
I
is
almost-
the part where you say the game that you're talking about.
Well, Batman Arkham City is the game I'm talking about. Arkham Asylum is the game that I played beforehand.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe we should just never actually say the name of the games we're talking about.
Just leave it up to
Yeah,
listeners
leave it up
to
to the
decide.
people.
Mm-hmm.
We just describe the game.
Yeah.
All right.
Well. So you played them both, Carl.
Yes, I really liked the first one, and so far the second one just fucking blows it out of the water.
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard some negatives.
So it's really good. I need to, give me a second to collect my thoughts. So it's set up. When I first heard it, I thought it wasn't going to be that great because Arkham Asylum there was a smaller area, so you're only in this one complex,
Right.
and you go to the different sections.
And this one's more open world.
Yeah, and then I thought they weren't going to be able to handle it well because they weren't going to put as much detail into it and all that stuff. But the way they did it is actually made Arkham City an overworld. And then
Oh.
all the buildings you go to are dungeons.
Interesting.
So it's almost like an instance-based thing.
Yeah.
Huh.
So right now the story is kind of interesting. They've introduced some characters who I thought they would not have introduced. Hugo Strange, namely. He's the main guy that you got to talk to.
Okay. I have no idea who that is, but
He's a evil psychiatrist.
okay.
And a lot of the things from the first game are present in the second game. So there's still some stuff about Joker that have to get resolved. The Riddler's very angry that you solved all those riddles in the first game, so he's upset and set you up in the second game.
So there's continuation from the first one.
Yes.
Like even within the story?
Not so much a story, it's related events.
It's in the same kind of universe. It's not like a whole different Batman line of story or something like that.
Yeah, it's like it takes place like a few months later, so it's like, okay, so this thing's still happening, this thing's still there. If you didn't play the first one, you're not really at a loss, but you're going to have some questions. The combat's really nice. The scenery is even better. The detail has increased dramatically from the first game to the second one.
Weird.
Yeah.
What do you think about the voice work, though?
I think the voice work's fantastic.
Because they didn't get the same chick who did Harley Quinn, as I found out last night.
Yeah, she was different. It's a close match, but it's different.
I wonder if I would have noticed if you guys wouldn't have said it, though.
There was something off. I wouldn't have thought it was someone else, but there were certain things she said differently. But I didn't care. As long as they keep that guy as Batman, that's all that matters.
Is what's his name, Hamill, doing the Joker
Mark
again?
Hamill still did the Joker, yeah.
So basically, you're just the goddamn Batman and you're beating people up again.
Yes, you are. And it's
Look,
even better.
Do you
get-
feel more of the need to use that, what is it, the detective vision or whatever, again in this one?
Yeah, just because it's like, oh, here's all that interesting stuff. But again, they they kind of trick you into not using it. They have a compass, like in GTA, that will display points of interest. So, okay, your current objective is west, so head west.
Yeah.
You can't notice that. Any other HUD element you can't notice when you're in detective mode. So it's either you can notice everything about your character and your surroundings, or you can be in detective mode.
And can you fight in detective mode like the first one?
Oh, yeah, you can.
Okay.
You can.
Well, because like I remember when Arkham Asylum came out, everybody played it in detective mode. Like and like when I played it, I didn't beat it, but when I played it, like I tried not to as much because you do miss a lot of detail in the level. Like there's so much architecture and everything that you just miss out on.
Yeah, if you're in the overworld area especially, you can't really have detective mode on because you will get pretty lost pretty quickly.
Seems pretty cool.
Yeah, I know you didn't care so much about the first one, Josh.
Oh, I liked it.
Okay.
I just got bored at times.
Yeah, definitely give the second one a try. It's more of the same, but they've done it better.
Okay.
And I don't think you'll be able to get bored because there is so much shit to do in that game. There's all the Riddler stuff. They give you about 8 different side quests right off the bat.
Yeah, I heard about one of them last night, and Mike was not happy about it.
And which one's that?
I'll say a telephone.
Oh, but that's the fun one.
Yeah, I've heard otherwise. But
There's a serial killer on the phone. He's like, if you don't answer this phone at this particular time, I'm going to start murdering people. So then you have to do all sorts of detective stuff and track down the ringing phones.
I guess.
It's fun.
All right. I will definitely keep an eye out for the game. Like, I'm not gonna buy it or rent it or anything like that. Like, when it comes out on a Steam sale, I'll probably buy it because that's why I have the first one as well.
Okay.
So I'll get it eventually.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll look even better on your computer too.
Yeah, I liked playing the first one on the computer for some reason. Yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah,
Is it
definitely a good
fun?
game.
Is it like? Did you ever play the old Spider-Man game, Kyle? Where it
No.
was fun swinging around the city. Like, is it entertaining and kind of? Can you easily just float around?
Yeah, you can easily glide. There are all sorts of grapple points. You can eventually get something where you can fly and grapple and like swing and stuff like that.
Interesting.
So, yeah, it moving around the city is very fun.
Now, have you ran into a overly out of place Batcave just yet?
No, not yet.
I'm waiting
Although
for that.
I'm sure there will be.
He just so happens to have a Batcave on Arkham Island.
Every
Well,
Starbucks is a Batcave.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think he'll need it because in the beginning of the game, he pretty much gets his bat suit airdropped to him in a missile.
Missile.
What the fuck would he need a missile for? He lives down the street.
His suit was loaded into a missile, which is on his bat plane, and the bat
I'm sure
plane
the CIA
flew
doesn't
past,
notice fucking missiles' point of origin.
Yeah, shot the missile down, and the missile went to the building, like on the building roof. And he's like, "Okay, time to suit up."
Weird. Now, one
Was
of the
it
things...
Alfred?
Is there a Batmobile? Can I drive that shit around?
There is no Batmobile. The way the story happens is you're caught with your pants down.
In your hometown.
Plus, the Batmobile got blown up in the first one because you wrapped it around Bane, remember?
Yeah, that's right. I just assumed a billionaire would build a second.
Well, I mean, you can only assume so much. The
Yeah.
guy's investing in all these rockets to send him his uniform.
Yeah, that's true. Instead of building a Batmobile, I'm going to build a fucking missile that shoots me my suit. It's a great usage of resources, Batman.
Well,
Hey,
it's Bruce
Tell
Wayne.
you what, it worked. It was there when it needed it.
I would have just made fucking Superman bring it to me.
I mean, all I want to
Clark,
do,
could you do me a solid and go get my fucking suit?
all I want to do is drive the Batmobile though, and just drive up to Burger King like he did in the movie.
What?
In one of the movies, it was one of the commercials.
What did he do?
He got in the Batmobile and he drove up to Burger King and McDonald's and he got some fries.
I think I actually remember that commercial.
Yeah.
Was that a Michael Keaton Batman? Because it seems like it would be.
I think it was a Val Kilmer.
Yeah, I think it was
Well,
Val Kilmer.
that makes sense, doesn't it? That fat fuck.
Hey, he wasn't fat at the time.
Well, that's why he's fat, Carl.
It was either George Clooney or, which,
You know what? I bet you it was George Clooney because that one was probably the most marketed one.
yeah. I still have a hard time believing George Clooney was Batman,
Bat nipples, Josh.
Yeah, bat nipples. That's why.
I suppose. Anyway, so anything else?
No, that's it. Play the game. It's
Hold
really
on. What
good.
did you rent this or did you buy it?
Actually, it's sort of my roommate owns it, so I play it when he's not playing it.
Well, the reason I ask is because isn't there like a series of Batman skins? And a couple of them, like one of them actually looks like the cartoon, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, you unlock them by getting Riddler trophies.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought they were like GameSpot, exclusives or something like that, wherever you bought it. That's fucking cool.
Well, I don't think it's that because they're saying Robin's a playable character.
Yeah, I think that you can get them at GameStop and stuff like that, but you can also unlock them in the game. I think they're also paid DLC.
Yeah.
But you can play as like Catwoman and stuff as well.
Well, yeah, Catwoman actually plays a role in the game. You actually play as her.
Yeah.
And it's not just a Batman.
I mean, shouldn't they have just dropped the money, though, and gotten the real Adam West? Like, with his Family Guy voice, just made it really cheeky and funny. That would have been great.
That's what Rocksteady should do. They should make like an old school Batman game.
Well, no, just this game, but it's Adam West voicing all of the parts, like a $15 download, and he just revoices the whole fucking game.
Yeah, but I would want...
That would be great.
I would want like an old school Batman game, though, because that way, like, I can go out in the bat boat and everything and spray sharks with my shark repellent.
He only used a shark repellent when he was attacked by a shark when he was on a helicopter, Josh.
All right, well, whatever. You know what I mean. Like, I would want an older game to do
It would
that.
have to be so cheeky to... I don't think they could pull it off, man.
Yeah, every time it was like the Biff Pow, like on Impact.
Oh, that would be so good.
Well, yeah, the Biff Pow thing would be pretty awesome.
Damn it.
Well,
That's what they should work on.
maybe their next one.
Yeah.
Fuck the Dark Knight.
I'm planning on playing that, though, Kyle. I think probably January is when I'm going to get around to it. When I have a good chunk of time to really just sit down and play.
Because this is definitely going to be a game where you just kind of sit down and just play it for hours.
That's good. So thumbs up from Kyle.
Yes, 2 thumbs up. Way up. If you like the first one, it's better than the first one.
All right, there you have it. All right, Bill, what you got?
Well, let's start with Forza because it can be quick.
Yeah.
But Lactose up in Toronto shipped me the actual Microsoft wheel, so I've been playing it proper.
Oh, yeah.
And I really like it. It's a good time.
And that's all he's got. So,
Next game.
no, I've been hearing a lot of cool things about Forza, to be honest with you. Like, and you said it as well, like, it does so many things right.
Yeah, and I think that's maybe, everybody's talked about all of the different things they like about it, but I think ultimately GT and this, you can't really say a game is better than the other. They both just have such a different groupings of what they do better that you just kind of have to play both if you're into these type of games.
Right.
I mean, I love sitting there and tinkering with decals and making that car just look amazing, and yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you just have to play both. It's that simple.
They should really, just for one game, get together and do a joint thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll take 19 years, but it would probably be awesome.
Yeah, if they could just work together on a car game, they just wouldn't ever have to make any more. Because it would just be right. Just take all the good from both and you would have what everybody kind of wants. Because it's basically everything that GT5 did bad, Forza does better. And it's the opposite. Whatever Forza does bad, GT does better. And I don't know, it's fun. I mean, I haven't got to really play online a whole hell of a lot. Because, well, I don't think anyone besides Mick is playing it. And we've just been trading times on the Top Gear track last weekend. That's been about my only experience with people online with it. But
yeah, but that's kind of cool how it notifies him if you beat his time and vice versa.
yeah, he gets little notifications and things.
Yeah, I like stuff like I liked it when Need for Speed was it Hot Pursuit did that.
It's just like Autolog, so there's a whole series of Rivals events, and you can change your rival, so like I had it set to him because it's funnier to me for some reason. Well, once you beat him, yeah, it notches up to somebody else, but you know, you just shoot for mixed times.
I love stuff like that. It creates that cool competitive nature, and it's always fun in a new game when everybody has it.
Yes, but I'm keeping it, so if you pick it up in 6 months, I'll still have it around to play for a while, but right now, it's the only game that I have that's, you know, new. Battlefield's next week, Skyrim's the week after that, so those are going to suck time away from it, but I'm just going to keep it around to randomly tinker and drive my favorite M3 around here and there. It's a good time.
Yeah, and you can always... Does it have the old cars, though, like Gran Turismo? Like, I did... As stupid as it was how it made you use them, it, like, forced you into what cars you were going to use. Like, I did like those really, like, 1920s cars and stuff like that.
No, that's the shit I hate. None of that stupid bullshit is in there. If you're getting a car, it's because it's something you would actually want to drive.
I would drive that.
No.
I would.
No. I mean...
Those cars were awesome, especially, like, just to joke around and play them online.
Well, the little, what the hell is that thing called? Like the little scamp, we'll call it, whatever it was. Yeah, that was neat, but that one race...
If anything, though, I'm going to have to get this just to stop in the middle of a track and hit you.
Well, honestly, I think the best thing about it, you know, there's pluses and minuses, but the best thing is in the career mode, when, you know, they're broken into seasons. It's not like driver's license levels or anything like that. Like this, I'm in season 2. And you go to your second race. Well, you're at this track, and there's 3 different races you can do. There's usually, like, say you're in a B car, there's the B class, there's maybe an A or a C class, and then there's like a specialty that's more, you know, probably geared to whatever car you have.
Yeah.
And so you're not locked into playing that specific race and getting stuck in a place or having to grind for a car. There's always choices as to what you want to do. And that's the biggest and best thing about it is, shit, I just can't beat this. Oh, I'll just try one of these other 2 and proceed.
And like you said, though, like you get experience for almost everything in that game.
Yeah, you get experience for drifting. You have a whole separate thing of experience. Then you have the affinity. So after you basically race, you know, anywhere from 3 to 6 races with a certain car, a certain make, then all of your upgrade parts are free from then on. And so you're never just grinding for a fucking new muffler. You just kind of get that stuff, and then it just automatically applies it where you need it. Like a lot of that stuff, if you want to take it all hardcore, you can, but you don't really have to because the game just basically does it for you.
It's definitely more car noob friendly, I would say, because that's where I got lost in Gran Turismo.
Well, the last one wasn't so bad. Like, you almost didn't have to. It seemed like they were tuned, and that's kind of what I didn't like about it. I didn't have to go in and tinker with all of those things.
Yeah, see, I don't like to tinker with those things.
Yeah, and see, all of that's taken away if you want it to be. You can just, upgrade, perfect, done. Mm-hmm. It's great. Plus, you can actually play with the controller. I mean, I have the wheel sitting here, but tonight I was playing with the controller. Amazing how it actually works. So many of the sim games have been garbage, but this is, you don't need a wheel. You're fine with basically anything you play with.
That's sweet. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be game flying it at some point. So
I think in honor of Kyle, I think later I'm going to get in a Jeep and try and find a way to race a Lancer.
Just make sure you box them in.
I'm going to try and box them in.
Yeah, make sure you're driving a Jeep.
I bet you
just
they have
make it authentic.
Make it what?
Just to make it authentic.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you'll be ahead for the first second, and then you're going to be in the dust.
Well, since I can customize it, I can put your name on there. I'll make a Carl Jeep.
You should make the license plate say Pixie.
You can do all that stuff. It'll be great.
Pixie faggot.
And
is
then
the
on the
license
Lancer, I'll put on the back of the Lancer, "You shame Pop Pop."
plate. And then the hood says Macaroni Rascal.
Forza's good. I mean, I'm sure people have heard plenty about it, but it's fun. If you like that type of game, you're probably already playing it. If you don't, you're not going to play it. So
I'm just glad that, because Forza 3 seemed to get shit on quite a bit by people I know. Like, a lot of people didn't like the art style. It was too cartoony and everything. And
yeah, this one's on par with Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo still looks better, and the driving model's still a little bit better, but they picked up all of that Pirelli, I think it was, like, tire raw data from all of their, research. And the cars do handle a lot better now than they used to, but I don't know. Play both games. Don't be a bitch about it.
yeah, these aren't my types of games. I'm not like a serious car racer. I like arcadey racers like MotorStorm and stuff, but just to throw in every once in a while, they're fun.
Yeah. And at its core, it's still closer to a sim racer. But there's so many things that feels like an arcade game because of the way it's all set up and how easily you're constantly getting new cars. You're not having to buy shit. They're just every level you can pick between cars. Like I just hit level 21 and it was like pick between a Cobra or a Camaro SS. Like that's what I hated about Gran Turismo is they give you these bullshit junk cars that you're never gonna ever use again except for the race that you have to use it in now. These are all real cars that you would want.
Usually what we would do then is just like Pete would hop up one of those cars and then just send it to me, and I would get past that race and send it back to him, and he would send it to you, and then you would do it.
Yeah, which was neat, but they also then, what was great about that, they limited it to one trade a day, so it was stupid.
Yeah.
I think in this one that you can change engines out, so I would love to turn a Prius into a gas-guzzling nightmare. I hope I can do that. Like a 500 horsepower Prius. And then I'll just on the back bumper, I'll just say, fuck the environment or something like that.
But the Prius does more damage to the environment than a normal car does anyway.
Believe me, I do know that, Carl.
I know. That's why it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I still love how you're calling him Carl.
Stupid hippies.
Yeah.
I don't mean to. I blame that on you. It's just kind of secondary now. Just
Everybody
Carl,
calls me Carl now. Everybody. Nancy calls me Carl. Paul calls me Carl.
Oh, I love it. Someday when you get married, I hope she just slips up and calls you Carl. It'll be your out, Kyle. Technically, you called me Carl. I'm out.
Yeah.
Dearly beloveds, Carl, do you take this woman to be lawfully wedded wife?
The priest is, I don't fucking get this. Is it Kyle, Carl? What's happening here?
and I'm supposed to be Pop-Pop? What is it? Pixie faggot? What is this shit?
Yeah, the priest asks you what your name is, and Pop Pop just stands up. It's fucking faggot. Oh, man. So, I think it's on to Josh now.
Yeah.
Before we just get all insulting to people with bad Pop Pop jokes.
Insulting to me.
That's all right, though.
Oh, man.
Alright, I've basically been playing one game, really, although we have more on our list. Dark Souls is what I've been playing, and Bill played that as well. It's basically a successor to Demon Souls, which came out a couple years ago on the PlayStation 3. They're not linked in any way. There's like no story continuation from them. It's awesome. That's all I really have to say. It's a hardcore RPG. It doesn't hold your hands at all. It's not very story driven. There is some story, but it's easily ignored. You don't really get attached to any characters, and it's Bill. Anything?
Kyle, did you play the first one, Demon Souls? You didn't have a PlayStation, did you?
No, I didn't. I did not play Demon Souls. I did not have a PS3 at the time.
I don't think I know your gaming style enough to say if you would like this or not. Josh seems to think that you would, but
if it's something I can obsess over, then yeah.
You could definitely do that.
You could easily do that. I mean, look at me. I'm level 90. I'm now 71 hours into it.
See,
Jesus.
I suffer from rage problems, so it doesn't. It just doesn't work out the best.
But see, okay, Demon Souls is notoriously known as being very hard. When the game first came out, every reviewer said this is a punishing game, and none of them even really beat the first boss. Okay, the first boss in Demon Souls was it was kind of like this big slime thing, and it had a bunch of little slime things with shields on them, and you needed fire bombs to kill it. Basically, there was no other way to kill it except with fire. And the game didn't make it very easy for you at that point. Like, that boss was stupid. It shouldn't have been that early, in my opinion. But, so most people, myself included, never beat that boss. Although I'm sure I could now. But Demon Souls did a lot of things differently. It had a hub world within it, and in that hub world, you can go to different sections of the world. And it kind of did like the Super Mario Brothers thing, where you had 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 2-1, blah, blah, blah. In Dark Souls, you have an area where you have a bonfire and then a couple of shops and stuff, but there is no hub world. It's completely open. Like, wherever you see, you can go, essentially. Like, the world is fucking huge in Dark Souls. There's one point, like, the starting zone is called Undead Burg, and it's kind of like where man fell, because there's castles and everything else, and there's a bunch of, dead humans around there. That place is huge, and there's shortcuts that leads to other areas, and then the shortcuts from that to lead to other areas. It's like, it's just never ending. And wherever you look, you can go, like I said. So it's a lot different in that degree, because you don't have to worry about where the game wants you to go, like in Demon Souls. You can just go wherever. Like, when you first start up the game, you get to that opening town, you can easily go to a place where you should actually be like level 90 to go to.
Kyle, you've seen Lord of the Rings numerous times, yes?
Yes.
You know Gondor, the large city?
Yes.
Kind of think that. You start at the bottom, and you can see these huge walls way up above you, knowing that at some point you're going to get there. I mean, and there are parts later in the game that you're up very high on like a mountainside castle, and it's just, basically a city. It's all one structure. It's pretty cool.
But even then, like, when you're up on top of that mountain, you can circle around and see other zones and stuff. And, like, you're not always in a castle environment.
Nope.
Like, very rarely are you in that castle environment, actually. Because, like, that's your starting area. But then from there, there's, like, a giant swamp. There's this underground place called Blight Town, which has, like, poisonous fumes all over it. There's a snow area. Like, it is just such a diverse game, and the architecture of everything is actually really amazing. Like, the level of detail that they've gone to on some of these things.
Yeah, I mean, he can just kind of explain something vague, and I'll know where he's talking about. At least where I've played, because you play through it so many times that you just learn it. There is no map in the game, but you're never lost.
Right.
Which is pretty impressive.
I don't know. I like my maps. I'm an obsessive map checker.
You can have a map, but not in-game. Like, I have one on my computer, but I've never actually looked at it.
Oh, okay. And that should be said about this game, is that if you tried to play it without the internet, you would miss out on a shit ton, which is kind of one of my complaints about it, is yes, there's all this cool stuff, but if the two of you weren't, like, dating the wiki on it, I would like to really see how much you're enjoying it, because you'd be missing out on so much stuff.
Well, to be
Because
completely
so
honest,
much of it isn't just shit you're going to randomly find through exploring the world. A lot of it is just had to have been leaked by the developers.
well, here's the thing, Bill. Up until level 40, I had actually not looked at the wiki or any website about that game. The only thing that I knew at that point,
Did you have the Drake sword there?
that's the only thing that I knew, and that's because you sent me the video on it.
Yeah, because who the fuck would sit there randomly shooting a dragon tail for how long, and then, suddenly his sword falls? I think it's awesome that that's how it goes. But that's why Elder Scrolls, in a lot of ways, does some things right, where you find little stories or you overhear someone in a bar saying something or in a book that makes you go, oh, so if I go there, there's probably something cool or there's something to this. Like, that's what this game is missing. If it had that, I think it would grab me a little bit more. Mm-hmm. I don't want to go to Wiki to find that out. Have it in the game.
But yeah, I understand that, but I also really like that sense of discovery. It's like, what kind of jackass would have thought to shoot a dragon in the tail 15 times to get a sword?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's really awesome at the same point.
What?
In Demon Souls, there was a section where you're on a bridge, and once you hit X point on the bridge, a dragon would come down and shoot the entire bridge with fire, basically killing everything and you on it.
Okay.
And you had to get by that somehow. In Dark Souls, it does pretty much the same exact thing. There's a dragon perched up on one of the castles, and the bridge is covered in oil or whatever. So when you're going across it, obviously shoots out some flames and blows everything up on it. Now, there's a way to get underneath the bridge, and if you shoot its tail with arrows, I think like 15 times, the tail breaks off and you get a sword.
And these aren't just like 15 in about 15 seconds. You shoot it once, and then there's this large animation. It's about, 30 seconds between each shot?
Right. The dragon gets up and flies and shoots.
Yeah, it's something
fire.
you would have done 5 times and went, obviously that's just the animation, and move on.
Right.
I mean, do you know anything about this game, Kyle? Like, if you were to die at that dragon, you would have to respawn the checkpoint that's about 7 minutes behind that, and all of the enemies respawn every time you die or kind of replenish your health at a bonfire.
Ooh.
Well, okay, so here's the bonfire thing. In Demon Souls, there was no checkpoints. Okay? If you died, you went back to the very beginning of the level, and everything respawned. In Dark Souls,
it's brutal. You might have played like 25 minutes and you meticulously went through this area, and you walk around a corner and a big Indiana Jones style sphere of stone comes crashing down that you can't outrun and kills you, and you just wasted that time.
Right.
That kind of shit happens all of the time.
Basically, in this game, you never want to put your shield down.
Yeah.
But in Dark Souls, they have checkpoints now called bonfires, and basically what it is you go to a bonfire, you light it, and from that point on, if you rest at that bonfire, that's now your starting point. So you don't have to go back to the beginning of the level if you die.
Yeah.
Okay.
And most levels have like 2 or 3 bonfires in it. The one I went through had no bonfire, and the other one only had 1. But so that's your checkpoint, and you can heal there. You can get more elixirs, which are potions, health potions. You can repair your items there, and everything you need to do. And then you just go back. But every time you use the bonfire to replenish your potions or whatever, it resets the world and all the monsters come back.
Mm-hmm. Very few mini bosses don't, but there are, some. Like, main bosses and some mini bosses don't respawn.
Actually, most mini bosses don't. Like the pig, when you go into Undead Parish, does not come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's this one level where there's skeletons that regenerate. I did this one last night with co-op with Pete, actually. The skeletons regenerate every time you kill them. And so you have to go further into the level and find the guy that's regenerating them and kill him. And then from that point on, the skeletons stay dead. They don't come back. So those guys that bring the skeletons back do not come back if you use a bonfire.
Huh, that's interesting.
So there's a catch-22 with using the bonfires. It's good that you're progressing and that's now your home point, but each time you use it, you have to re-progress through. But you get to the point where you know the level and where the guys are so well, it doesn't matter. Because like in Undead Burg, I can get through that entire level in like a minute now. And it's not just because I'm so powerful, because I did it with a new character last night. It's just I know where everything is.
Yes.
Huh.
But I would say, yeah, don't make it sound like I'm shitting on it, Kyle. I did play it for, 19 hours?
Yeah.
technically didn't get that far, but I had my fun with it. But when people say it's not hard, I kind of scoff at that, and I would say that's like someone saying, well, learning karate's not hard. Well, technically it's not if you could just do it the correct way right from the beginning, but it's fucking hard. It takes a lot of practice. The game forces you to practice. That's really what it is.
And it holds you to your mistakes.
Yeah. There are no mistakes. You'll just die.
But there's a lot of hidden things. There's a lot of cool things. Like there's one guy near the second boss, which is 2 gargoyles, where if you free him, he'll go back to that starting point where you first go, where your first bonfire is, where the shopkeepers and everybody else is. And if you don't kill him in X amount of time, he'll kill one of the people that upgrades your potions, your health potions, and then takes off. So this guy will kill guys in your little camp there.
Oh no.
Right. So, but there's a catch, because now if you don't kill him and he kills that person, he takes off. And at a later level in the game, which is actually probably the most gorgeous level I've seen of all, I'll have to show you a picture. You get the option to invade that character's world. And then if you invade him, you kill him, you get a bunch of items and stuff, and that's a good thing. And then that.
Oh, that's the other fun thing, Carl. At any point, a real person from around the world can just invade your game and kill you.
Well, not at any point. Well, you have to be set to human.
Yeah, that's even tougher to try and explain. But
in the game, you're undead. You're a hollow, basically, and you can go human. Which the benefits of going human is you get more loot drops. You can do co-op, and you can help people in the game. Okay. So, like, I'm sitting outside of I did it last night a few times, actually. There's a level called Sen's Fortress, which is, it's one of my actual, I hated it at first, but it's a really cool level because there's a bunch of traps, and it's almost like you're Indiana Jones going through the Temple of Doom.
Okay.
So I was sitting outside the boss room, and I dropped my summon stone. And that means somebody else in their game will see that summon stone, and they can bring me into their world. And I can help them with the boss. But there's no communication between you two.
Yep. No party chat, none of that.
I can't talk to him and he can't talk to me. All we can do is just wave at each other, bow or whatever. And then we do the boss. But that's kind of cool, though, because you don't feel obligated to say, oh, man, you fucking suck. How did you fucking do that? Like, you're in and out. And if you help somebody, you get humanity, which allows you to go human.
Yeah.
And then you get a bunch of souls as well. Now, if you're human, you have the risk of being invaded by a bad person, like a dark spirit. So, like, when Pete and I were doing the co-op last night, I was invaded, like, 3 times in a span of 10 minutes. And so that means somebody's coming into my game to kill me. And I've been double invaded. I've had 2 people at me at one time.
Oh, God. I bet you love that.
It's scary. What was cool last night is when Pete and I were co-oping, which it takes a little bit. I think the most it took us to get together is 10 minutes because you have to wait for the server to show me his summon stone because technically you're not supposed to be able to play with friends like that. But we figured out that if we both disconnect at the same time, it puts us on the same server. But anyways,
that sounds like a pain in the ass.
It takes a giant pain in the ass.
It took us like 2 minutes to get together. But anyways, when he joined my game, I happened to get invaded. So we both go up a ramp, and sure enough, there's the guy that's trying to kill me. And Pete comes from the other side, and the guy's just like, oh, fuck. Because now he has to kill both of us.
So what happens if you kill an invader?
You get a bunch of souls and humanity. If he kills you, you lose nothing, except for your humanity. Like, you go back to being undead.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's not a big penalty.
Yeah,
it's
griefing is built into the game.
But you don't have to go human. Like, I did most of the game without being human. You don't need it.
Now, maybe he hasn't stressed this, too. The souls that you get from killing things, those are both your level up, like your XP, as well as currency to buy things. And at any time that you die, you lose it all. And you have one shot then to make it back to where you died to reclaim them. So you might have, like, beaten a boss. There's no checkpoint in sight, so you're slowly pushing on for 40 minutes. You're up to like 30,000 souls. Shit, you just hit a trap. And then on your way back die, all that's gone. All of the boss XP, all of everything gone. You just have to be comfortable with,
It's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen. Like, you really do owe it to yourself to try playing it. Like, I recommend it to people that like things like this, and you stand a good chance of liking it, but you have to cross a certain hump with it. But yeah, you should try it, Kyle. I mean,
yeah, you definitely need to try this, dude. It's very detailed. There's a lot of hidden things. It's very stats heavy. Like you have vitality, endurance, dexterity, faith, which allows you to do miracles like healing and everything else. There's so many stats you can go into. I'm level 90 now.
90 out of 750 in 70 hours, Kyle.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could be level 700?
Yeah.
I don't know how. There's like a game plus mode, but still, because every time you level, the cost to level gets higher and higher.
Yeah.
So if you spent 50 levels throwing it at strength, and now you're like, I need to put it at dexterity, it's still going to cost you a shit ton for your level 2 to 3 at dexterity. Like that part, it's all, you have to kind of have a good plan of attack from the very beginning.
But it helps too, though, that there's always like random bodies lying around that leave souls that you can get, like a cluster of souls. Like the soul of a great hero will give you like 5,000 souls. And if you kill bosses, you also get their soul. Now you can either use that to give yourself souls or use that item to build an amazing weapon or armor. Yeah. So you can upgrade your armor. You can modify a weapon into another weapon. So like I took a curved sword and leveled it up to 10 and then turned it into I modified it with the boss's soul, and now it's like some fury sword, and it has fire and everything else. So each time I swing it, the sword turns to fire and just cuts through everything.
But nothing tells you that. That's either the wiki or you hopefully you're inventive.
But it's cool to experiment in that type of thing, though. And I think that's the thing that Kyle would like. There's just so much detail to it.
I love my detail.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. Just know that it's going to stomp you on the throat a lot.
But eventually it does, in a way, get easier because you get the ability to warp between bonfires, which I can do now. So, like, if you started up and you're at this point, I can warp to that bonfire and then you can summon me into your game. So it does a lot of cool things like that. It gets difficult, but eventually you become so desensitized to it that you just accept it and you get better.
You just become so battle hardened it doesn't even matter anymore.
Yeah, in a way, you really do.
Your character gets the 1,000-yard stare.
And it does fucked up things too. Like there's one boss where you go into a room and you can't hurt him as long as he's in that room, and you have to die. You will die.
How do you get him out of the room?
Well, you get put into a place, and then, I'm trying not to spoil anything, but you get put into another place, and then eventually you find, through talking to other characters, you're told a way to destroy that boss.
Oh.
And then there's magic, there's sorcery, there's pyromancy, there's tons of other things to it. So, like, I have this one spell where I'm just throwing, like, meteors at people and it just launches the entire, like, area on fire. It's really slick, dude. This is one of my favorite games in a long time. This is my Skyrim. Like, the architecture and everything is fantastic. Like, as Bill was saying earlier, you can stand on the top of a castle wall and look around and see all the rest of the level. But what's really cool about that is you can actually see, like, in this game, you can write messages on the floor as well. So, like, if there's a hidden wall there, I can write a message saying, attack wall so it breaks. And some other player can see that and know what I'm doing and how to get through that section.
Huh.
So if you're standing on the castle wall and you're looking around, you can actually see all the messages that are written on the floor because it's just never ending.
Do those ever go away?
Yeah.
I believe so eventually. But there's so many people playing it that there's always one there.
I see.
Yeah. You owe it to yourself to at least try it, but just know that it can be extremely frustrating.
I will. It's on my queue.
Good.
Yeah, and there's tons of optional bosses as well, like, that wolf that Bill was talking about on Twitter. There's a gigantic wolf. Like, he's the size of a building, basically. And the fucker's holding a sword in his mouth. And he, like, jumps around and swings the sword in a big 360 motion, then comes back the other way, basically, like, cutting you in half. And, he's fun to fight. I've beat him, Pete's beat him. So, that wolf is dead.
Hooray, Dead Wolf.
Yeah, that's Dark Souls though. It's fantastic. We do have a question on it from
Okay.
Mr. Mormon Rage. He says, "Dark Souls, the best game ever," and he says he puts away the gasoline can because he's been flaming people about this game a lot. He's a wimp. He's afraid to play it. And yes, Mike, it is the greatest game ever. I mean, shit. I'm 70 hours into it.
Boy, I know the best game ever was A Link to the Past.
Link to the Past was really good.
Yeah. Oh well.
I like it. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll be picking that up, and maybe you can teach me the trick and we could play co-op.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I like, Pete and I have been offering to help James, because James is playing this and loving it as well, which I find surprising, because James seems to have less patience than everybody, but he's loving this game as well, and he's quite far into it. Pete and I are pretty much at the equal point in the game right now, so we can help anybody. He's helped me through a couple of zones before.
Okay.
So there you go.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun to revisit that when you get your hands on it.
How many people can join up? Just 2?
I think you can have up to 4.
Hmm.
But then when you finish the zone that you're in, you all get disconnected. So, like, if I help somebody with a boss, as soon as that boss is killed, I get disconnected from that person. So that's why I said why I like it. There's no awkward, oh, thank you. Oh, yeah, you're welcome. It says, boss is dead, you go. And then I get humanity and a bunch of souls for helping that person.
So you pretty much fucking chuck them.
Mm-hmm. There's no awkward moments. It's just
You
stick
tap
it
it
in
and
and go.
you tap it and crap it.
Yep, exactly. But, since you're a pixie, you might have a hard time with this game.
Yeah, but I kind of am too, and I made it a fair distance.
Yeah, that's true. Do you want to talk about Rage at all, Bill? Or do you want to hold off on that?
I might hold off until I get a little bit deeper in the game.
I was thinking about that as well.
I just got through the arena, like where I got like a sponsor for that car or whatever. Like I'm not very far.
Okay. Yeah, I want to spend some more time with it as well because I got it and I like it. It's just all my time's been going to Dark Souls.
Yeah, I think next month I'll probably have a moment where I dig into it, that or January. Like, and that's what I bought it for. It's just something where I can just randomly hop in and shoot dudes, and I think that's what it'll be.
All right. So, Kyle, why don't you tell them how they can get in contact with us?
Okay. There are a few ways. You can contact us via Twitter. You can talk to Josh with @Nastro, myself @KRDumond, or Billy @BillyBillBlack. And you can also follow the podcast at C-Strike. Jesus Christ, @Critical Strike. You can leave us a voicemail at 909-C-Strike or 909-278-7453 or send us an email at cstrikepodcast@gmail.com.
And, Bill, why don't you tell them about our affiliations?
Platform Nation, For Your FYI, The Lunchcast, Video Game Jocks, The Rumble Pack, all good.
And we would appreciate it if you leave us iTunes reviews.
Yes.
That would be sweet.
You know what? I just realized now I never have to give the show an iTunes review or feel bad about it. Because it would just be oddly self-serving. Wonderful.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Definitely. Good point.
Wait, you never gave us an iTunes review before?
No, I don't think I've ever given one.
Bill's a jerk.
You're
I
a
don't
dick.
like using iTunes unless I absolutely have to.
Which is a good point.
Jesus hates you, Billy.
I
As
know.
we know. For Jesus has just told us so.
All right, and that'll wrap it up for us. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Goodbye. Yeah, I can't do 18 holes. I mean, even after 9, my attention span's going crazy.
Yeah, we do it once a year. The last time we go golfing every fall, we do 18.
Well, Kyle, you got to mix it up every once in a while. You got to add like a Hispanic in there. Somebody else to spice up the relationship.
Yeah. Maybe go out with a threesome every once in a while.
Yeah, but 9 straight holes of the same thing just gets tiresome after a while.
It does. I mean, I don't even know how you could do it, Bill, with 18.
Yeah.
Bill's older and wiser.
Yeah, you just lose ambition to find new holes.
Hello and welcome to... Oh, fuck, what episode is it?
It's It's 81, Josh.
It's the whole.
Are you sure it's
episode.
81, not 80?
Yeah, it's 81.
Are you positive?
Yeah.
Are you not going to lie and say it's one episode and then actually make a mistake and then blame me for saying the episode wrong like you did last time?
Welcome to episode...
Just skip over it, and then you can just edit in whatever it actually is. I'll just go 79.
Just edit in post.
episode 82. I've actually done that before. Hello and welcome to Critical Strike, episode 81. Fuck.
Take 4.
What was that little noise you made with your 81?
I was getting nervous.
Why were you getting nervous?
I have Bill here.
Just Bill. It's just Bill. Don't worry.
Do you want me to take my headset
Just
off so I
relax.
can't hear you? That's the audio equivalent of me turning around when you're trying to take a piss. You want me to make little noises?
Can you sing the national anthem?
No.